All right, Saylor, welcome to your own summit. Welcome to Voices of Hope on the International Day of Hope. We're so excited to have you here, Saylor. Thank you for creating this space for everybody and really creating this event. So it's you're up. It's time to tell everybody your story and your mission in this world. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, yeah, awesome. But before I start, if you could please read my bio and
Oh.
introduce me. And we're recording, right? It's all good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm happy to do that, Saylor. So, you guys, Saylor is absolutely such an incredible human being. And he's all about living life in the bliss lane. And so Saylor is an influencer, an entrepreneur, an international speaker, and author. And Saylor Cooper stands at the forefront of influence and entrepreneurship. He integrates his roles as an international speaker, author, and host into a career that resonates across various sectors. So he is living with a disability, but he has relentlessly pursued his aspirations, becoming a pillar of motivation and inspiration for a literally global audience. He's the creator and the host of Real Variety Radio. He's built a robust internet radio station with wide-ranging programming, and he spearheads Hope Without Sight podcast, which really brings meaningful dialogue with those who have overcome significant challenges. And of course, his impressive speaking portfolio. He's spoken at Speakers Playhouse Live. He spoke on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas recently at the Influencers Cruise, and he has achieved many milestones as an author. He just published 2 books in the last year. And he has got such an amazing perspective that he is sharing with the world worldwide. So Saylor is committed to expanding his impact by hosting summits and creating opportunities for other remarkable speakers. He's dedicated in promoting diversity and inclusion, and he does keynote speaking and is planning to address those critical issues in his keynote speaking at corporate events. So, Saylor, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you so much for creating this summit, because guys, this is just the very first of many Voices of Hope summits. So, Saylor, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Well, my friend for life, Jenny Trask, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And thank you so much, everybody from all parts of the country and the world, for joining us today on the Voices of Hope Web Summit. Has everybody had a great day so far? Yeah, give me some love in the chat. Thanks to all family and friends who are here, from my mom, my grandmother, my Aunt Cher, my Uncle Brent, and of course, my dear, not only just my mom's good friends, but my dear friends for life, Kevin Kirk, who got me started on this entrepreneurial journey. Thanks for all being here. It's such an honor to host a summit. And I can't forget my good friend Tyler Evans, who's been on this journey with me too. We're best friends. We're brothers from another mother, basically. We're very similar. But it's great to be on the Voices of Hope Summit. Thank you so much, Jenny Trask and Joe Mr. Always Good, for helping me put on this summit, because, oh my goodness, I could not have done this myself. There are just so many moving parts, and I don't know if I'll ever feel comfortable. But my keynote title is Living in the Bliss Lane, Overcoming Life's Triumphs and Transformations. Hello, everybody. I'm just so drawn to the word bliss. And it's actually Jenny who got me started on that word, because she's all about bliss too. She's all about alignment, having an alignment in your purpose and soul. She taught me how to align myself. I also like bliss. I'm so glad that it exists in the English language, not just for its euphonic sound, but for the meaning that it carries. What does bliss mean to you? Perfect happiness, right? Oh, thank you for that, Tyler. Thank you. And bliss means perfect happiness, a state of perfect happiness to me. And Jenny taught me my core message, and I want y'all to repeat it after me. When I live in bliss, I can overcome anything.
When
I know
I
y'all.
live in bliss, I can overcome anything.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. Well, I want to share my journey with you. As you know, this summit is all about sharing stories of hope and overcoming a wide array of challenges in life. We've had some great speakers this morning, such as Brooke Keegan and Tara Diana. We've had so many great speakers, including Frank King and so many more to come up sharing stories of hope and inspiration. But without further ado, I'll share how I got to where I am now. As you know, I am legally blind, but I don't let that anything stop me from living life full of bliss. It may be an inconvenience, but that's okay. My life started out 30 years ago. I was born in June of 1993 in Conroe, Texas, as a preemie, not much bigger than a Texas tumbleweed, and was not expected to survive. But thanks to the love and support of my family and friends and doctors who've helped me, I'm here to where I am today. And it's actually a coincidence. My friend Tyler, the reason why I say we're brothers from another mother was because we didn't know it, but he was born also 3 months premature, except in February 1991 in Shreveport, Louisiana. And what's so special is that I have a twin sister. She and I both developed retinopathy prematurely, or both of our retinas attached. However, what's so coincidental is I have a twin sister whose eyes reversed. He had a twin brother whose eyes reversed. We saw the same doctor who helped us reattach our retinas to have the vision that we have in Detroit, Michigan. And what's crazy is we never knew about it until we met in college at Stephen F. Austin State University. But anyhow, fast forward, not just family who helped me, but one special occasion that helped me get strong was the actions that my grandmother took. She's here in the audience today. The doctor said he doesn't know why this is, but if you take your grandson's little finger and put it and hold it just gently, it spreads, it transfers love between one human heart to the other. And that's one of the reasons that really helped me get strong. And today we call it our Conroe Preemie Pinky. And that is so dearing because that's one of the reasons I'm strong today. Of course, it was my mom and so many others who also helped me as well. I had to overcome a lot of physical therapy to connect the neural pathways with my eyes. But my health struggles didn't end from the start. I also struggled with seizures. I had seizures at a young age. And the seizures were caused by overstimulation of light and sound. If I would be in loud environments, I would get overstimulated. One seizure that almost took my life was when I was 8 years old. I was so excited to go to my first NSYNC concert. And so I went with all the family, all my cousins, and I was nervous at the beginning. But before you know it, the rest of the night was history after I calmed down. But the next day was when my life almost ended. Due to the overstimulation of the light and the noise and sound, I nearly had a seizure in my grandmother's pool when I was 8 years old. It was basically my cousin Jessica who jumped in and saved me, and everybody thought that I had drowned. But thanks to her, she saved me. My mom and so many others did CPR. I went to the hospital and they ran all the tests and it was discovered that I had a seizure. However, blissfully, back in 2005, after all the standard medical procedures, I am now blissfully seizure-free, and I've enjoyed a life of bliss ever since, from going to more concerts and doing more daunting activities, such as snow skiing, scuba diving, living a life of bliss. Now, next, I want to talk about my early school years, because I know many other people have walked similar paths. I was mainstream both in private and public schools in Mexico and the United States, showing everybody that I could succeed. However, I didn't. I mainly focused on large print because my family and so many others wanted me to use a vision that I had, but it wasn't until later until I learned to read Braille. And also during my early years too, I had a passion for radio. I would grow. Wait, more breakout rooms? No, I would grow up listening to radio stations, and it occurred to me at one point I wanted to go visit a radio station, and so I played a little trick on my mom and stepfather by telling them, I have a Valentine's Day gift for you. I want to take you to a radio station. They're like, no, you want to go to a radio station. So I sang Andrea Bocelli in Italian on the radio when I was 7 years old, and also on 3 TV shows. But the funny thing is, I had an invitation to go back and learn another song. I just never wanted to learn one. I just used that to get my foot in the door into the radio. However, my radio career didn't end there. I also attended a radio station summer camp when I was 15. And throughout high school, whenever I attended the School for the Blind, I did radio shows every Wednesday night on the school radio station. It was after high school, whenever I had challenges in still getting my foot in the door, because I took some college classes in mass media, but not all the courses were accessible. I also completed a broadcasting apprenticeship with Nick Russo at Houston's New Country 100.3 The Bull. However, unfortunately today, not all the environments and traditional radio stations are accessible because there are lots of buttons with the boards. But blissfully, it was thanks to one of my good friends, Herbie, who's done internet radio shows all his life. Well, not all his life, for many years. He introduced me to the station playlist suite of products. And because of this, I have a fully accessible suite of software and scheduler that plays automation 24/7. And because of this, you can go to realvarietyradio.com and enjoy the best variety on the internet 24/7, playing all sorts of great music. And that's not going to stop there. For instance, everybody on this summit, who knows, maybe once I get to where I am, I could hire y'all to be DJs on Real Variety Radio. I could create jobs on my internet radio station, because that's what my good friend, me and Tyler, want to do, is expand our audience. And that's why we're so glad to be here at the summit. Next, I want to talk about my entrepreneurial journey. Of course, I have an internet radio station, which is a part of it. I started a Hope Without Sight podcast, which has featured people who've overcome challenges and now live in bliss. And in fact, many of these summit recordings will be featured on Hope Without Sight. Of course, I became a podcast guest. I'm guesting on so many other podcasts. I started speaking, which I'm doing my keynote now, thanks to the mental health comedian Frank King. He and I, we're working until we get my speaking career the way it needs to be, until we die trying. And I know he spoke on one of the tracks of his summit on suicide prevention. I can't be more proud of you, Frank, for what you're doing. Teaching others that it's okay not to be okay. I'm so glad that he's still working with me, because in addition to this keynote, I'm developing a corporate keynote for corporations and events to provide more diversity and inclusion in the world, so that more people can get jobs. Because the reason why I'm pursuing entrepreneurship is because I have no choice. There's over a 70% unemployment rate out there now. And I'm also becoming a life coach. And I want to pause right here. Denise, if you can please drop this link in the chat. I am, with all you here, I would like to invite you to the launch of the Blissful Life Community Membership. What it is, it's a membership that is $25 a month. And it's going to be, we tried to launch it last year, but weren't successful, but we want to launch it this time. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this summit. And what it is, it's a community membership. Rather than myself and Tyler teaching everybody, we facilitate it. It's a community membership where we all get together and teach each other how to live a blissful life, even during challenging times. Because I know, without a doubt, all of us here on this summit has had challenges to overcome. And we can all share different perspectives. So this is a community for all of us to come together. It's going to be $25 a month virtually on Zoom. And if everything all goes well, we want to launch this program next week. So please, the link is in the chat. Sign up. And I can't wait to see what this community brings. Next, the next pillar of my entrepreneurial journey is, I knew one day that I would write a book, but never so quickly. Thanks to the incredible Kelly Falardo and ChatGPT AI, I wrote my very first book, Navigating Life's Challenges, Understanding Personality, Stress, and Family Dynamics, last year. It's a book on how to manage stress, balance priorities in life, and manage different personalities. And this book was dedicated to so many others, but especially to my mom as well. Shortly after, I published my second book, which is very meaningful to me because I have been impacted by the speakers in a great way on this summit, because I've gone through pain just as some of y'all have. I'm glad that we all understand what it's like to go through pain and overcome it. But the book that I wrote is A Direction to Bliss, Men Transform. This is dedicated to my late Papa Jack, my late grandfather, Papa Jack, who lived a life of full perfection and served in World War II and lived a good life and passed away at 102 in September 2022. This book teaches you 10 chapters on how to live life blissfully as a man, to be free of the confines of toxic masculinity, because I really don't like toxic masculinity. I really don't like what it does. I don't like especially how certain men use authority towards different people, such as people with disabilities, and use control and speak in harsh tones of voice. I really don't like that. I've had to experience it a multitude of times. And that's why I wrote this book, to help with my healing. And Brooke, I really wanted to tell you some more stuff on this on your interview in the summit, but at the same time, I know I'll have more time for us to talk as well. But this is my second book that I wrote, and it's so meaningful to me. Last but not least, I am here. I knew I wanted to host my very first web summit, thanks to watching the serial entrepreneur, Kimberly Crow, hosting so many summits at Speakers Playhouse and Palooza. Raja Vaidya, he hosted the Rising Tide Summit. I got to be on the summit. And however, I knew I couldn't do it myself. I want to thank Jenny Trask and Joe, Mr. Always Good, for believing in me, taking time out of their day and their schedule helping me put on this summit to grow my list, build my following, because I could not have done it without you. So that's my summit. This is the very first summit. I'm so glad y'all are here, and I hope to host many more. Finally, I want to leave you with some action items. Discover your blissful talents. I hope you've gotten so many great insights from the amazing speakers here who've shared stories of wisdom and hope. Because regardless of your circumstance, regardless of how difficult life may be, you could come out of it. Use support systems. Reach out to others if you need support. I'm only here. I want to thank especially my great friend, Kevin Kirk, who got me started on this journey by connecting me with his good friend, Scott Irwin, who has invested in me. And from there, the rest was history, because I've met so many people such as Michelle Abraham, the serial entrepreneur, Kimberly Crow, Frank King, the mental health comedian, and Jenny Trask, who has owned and operated 5 businesses and is on her 6th one, who's the alignment coach, Joe, Mr. Always Good, Kelly Filardo, and just so many others. And I know my journey is only just beginning. I want to thank everybody who supported me so far. Thank everybody who has been at this summit. Please, if you want to learn to live a life in bliss, even during difficult times, sign up for the Blissful Life Community membership. Denise dropped the link one more time in the chat. I also recently had the privilege of speaking. I'm now an international speaker after going on the Influencers Cruise with Kimberly Crow and Frank King and Michelle Abraham with my mom. We had a wonderful time. It was a great time. So sign up for the Blissful Life membership, and we hope to see you there. Everybody, you only get one life to live. Live it to the full. You're not alone living life. That's why we're all here at the Voices of Hope Summit, to inspire each other on International Day of Hope. And I know we will have this summit every year. Thank you so much, everyone. And may y'all live a life full of bliss. Can y'all say bliss with me? 1, 2, 3.
Bliss.
Thank y'all so much. Live blissfully, everybody.
Oh, Saylor, thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us, and for putting on this inaugural Voices of Hope Summit. There will be many more to come. Maybe not only one a year. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But it has been a pleasure doing this with you. Thank you for putting your faith in Jenny and myself to help do this with you. It has been an absolute pleasure knowing you and to be able to call you my friend, and actually really more than that, Saylor, you're part of the family.
Oh, yes. Thank y'all so much. This is only just beginning. I'm only here because of all the help I've gotten so far.
Well, thank you guys. And again, yeah, definitely, take advantage of the Blissful Life community, guys. It's only $27. I mean, $25 a month. That's it. $25. Get a chance to be involved in the community where you get a chance to really connect and thrive with other people who are there to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to help you live your life in the bliss lane. We have got some more amazing speakers coming up next on the Voices of Hope Web Summit. We have in our track number 1, we will have Adrian Picky, and track number 2 will be Samuel Kidd. I am so excited for this. I know Jenny's going to go ahead and get those breakout rooms going so everyone can get into, the speakers can do their thing to get ready to go, and then we will see you guys back here.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to open up, let's see, I got to close the rooms first. Hold on. First, I have to close I had career rooms created. I have to close them. All right. So we're going to do that first. And then I'm going to create 2 breakout rooms. So those of you that are just joining us, I don't know if any of you guys are just joining us. But Joe, can you give me, so Adrian Ticky is in room 1.
We're in room 1 and Samuel Kidd
Okay.
is in room 2.
All right. Awesome. And so awesome. And so what we're going to do is, oh, I'm missing the tech host for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and put Denise in as the tech host for that one. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and open that room. And then let's see, in room 2, I have Samuel Kidd. Awesome to see you here, Samuel. Thanks for being here. And that's going to be with Jackie Bailey. I see Mel.